Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Live at 5. It is Thursday, March 29th. It's opening day, whatever that means. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Paul Wontorek.
And we are joined here in the studio by social manager Caitlin Gallup.
Hi, everyone.
And we have a great guest.
We do.
Wonderful guest.
We do. Well, Stephanie Torns is here.
Yes,
she's
from
Jenna in
Waitress.
Waitress right now.
So excited.
So and she's fantastic. I mean, I haven't seen her, but I hear she's fantastic.
People say the best things.
People are loving
Yes,
her, and
absolutely.
we had to get her in here. And
and I'm so excited. As you all know, I love this show. So
Ryan's kind of a Waitress, like super fan.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
But we will talk to Stephanie very soon. But first, Caitlin, tell us about today's top 5.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we learned today is that we got casting for Our Lady of 121st Street.
Well, Our Lady Felicia Rashad is directing it.
Yes, she is.
That's the lady we really need to know about. This is Stephen Adly Guirgis' play that everyone loves, and it's coming back. It's Signature Theater Company.
Yep.
Obie winner Quincy Tyler Bernstein will be in it. Joey Ozen, if I mess up these names,
apologies.
I love you. Eric Betancourt and Maki Borden. And this is starting May 1st and opening May 20th. This is a limited run.
Yeah.
And it's about a funeral home, the Ortiz Funeral Home, and the body of there's like a sister, a nun, died.
Yeah.
And the body disappears. And all the people are like trying to fit, they're all like waiting for
that can't happen.
So that's the setup, and I'm excited. Felicia Rashad directing.
I know.
Well, Condola Rashad is going to be over doing St.
our
Joan,
Joan of Arc.
The Rashad theatrical dynasty, full effect.
I love it so much. So after you all are bored of the miscast videos, you can tune in to the Olivier Award winner videos because we found out who's performing today.
Yeah, so the 2018 Olivier Awards are coming up very soon, and we have some headliners joining. First of all, Cheetah Rivera is going to be singing with Andy Carl and Adam J. Bernard. She'll be singing the Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim's Somewhere in a 60th anniversary tribute to the London premiere of West Side Story.
Oh, wow.
Super amazing.
And of course, Andy
right?
Carl won the Olivier last year.
He did,
but he
for
wasn't able
Groundhog
to
Day.
be there.
Right, that's
because
right.
he was in rehearsal / previews here for Groundhog Day.
Absolutely.
So that's good that he gets to go and say, "Hey, I'm the guy that won last year."
I'm the guy. I'm the
Maybe he'll bring
most
his
recent winner.
little Olivier head.
I hope he does. Also, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice's Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. 50 years. Isn't that crazy?
You know what that means, Ryan? That means I'm going to turn 50 soon.
Not soon.
Not that soon.
No,
Calm
soon,
down.
Yeah. This is past stars, we don't know who yet, will return for his special performances. And performances from nominated musicals will include Hamilton, Everybody's Talking About Jamie,
Such a good show.
Girl from the North Country, Young Frankenstein Follies, and 42nd Street. That is a lineup, man. That sounds awesome.
It's such a lineup. And if y'all have never heard of Everyone's Talking About Jamie, you should right now because it's amazing. All right, moving on. So Ryan, you spent a little bit of more waitress time today with Catherine McPhee.
I did. Paul, tell me, what did I do today?
You went to a press event. So Catherine McPhee is, of course, when Stephanie is willing to give up the role,
to hand over the
then
apron.
Catherine McPhee is starting on the 10th.
April 10th. Yeah.
Right. So you got to go to the Nick. We like to call it the Nick because that's one of your favorite TV shows. Canceled favorite TV shows of Ryan. You could we could talk about that for hours. The Knickerbocker Hotel.
Yes, the Cloud
And
Bar.
what happened there? Did you meet her?
I met Catherine, a cat. I
saw the
Kat.
pics. She looks gorgeous.
We talked. We talked about why she's excited and why she loves
is she
Sarah
excited?
Bareilles. She's excited because she's been wanting to make her Broadway debut for so long, and she was waiting for that perfect show, and you know what? She found it.
Cool.
And now she's starring in Waitress, or soon, very soon.
Very soon.
But,
Once
yeah.
Stephanie's done.
But we took some photos, and you'll get to hear from her very soon.
Two of our favorite ladies are celebrating opening day at Yankee Stadium.
So yeah, lots of this opening day in the news today. Tony winner Kelly O'Hara.
Wait, is that who you were referring to earlier?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
like
you were talking about 3 tall women.
The only opening day that we're concerned. No, it's got to do with baseball. Baseball's happening now. So Tony winner Kelly O'Hara.
Glenda Jackson is like more powerful than the best baseball
of course.
player.
It's just I see what's happening in my Twitter.
What's
and
happening?
Frozen star Patty Murin will be lending their voices to lucky sports fans when they perform on Yankees' April 2nd opening day at
Who's
Yankee
singing
Stadium.
what?
O'Hara will be offering up her rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, while Murin will sing God Bless America. That sounds amazing. That's how you'll get me to watch baseball. Just put some Kelly O'Hara and Patty Murin in there.
Well, sign us up. And finally, a happy opening to 3 Tall Women and a first preview of Travesties.
Yeah, I kind of already said this, but 3 Tall Women's opening tonight.
Yes, you've seen it.
I saw it. I went to the
lady. You came back beaming.
It felt like the perfect Wednesday matinee show, a lady matinee. I went with the ladies who matinee yesterday. I loved it.
Yeah, I could tell.
This is like powerhouse.
I'm super excited.
Allison Pill,
yep.
Glenda Jackson, Laurie Metcalf, who is of course also on the Roseanne reboot, which like doing really well this week.
Yeah, like 18 million people.
Yeah, it was huge. Anyway, it is Edward Albee's play from the 90s. It is fantastic. I'd never seen it before.
And
now that I have seen it, I think I understood about 71% of it. And I'm going to read the script, and I'm going to try to catch up on that. And then I'll probably go see it again.
Maybe go back see it again.
I mean, it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
But Glenda Jackson returning to Broadway, phenomenon. Like I kind of think. Engrave the Tony.
Yeah, I mean, just get it.
I shouldn't say that. Anyway, it's opening night. Joe Mantel is directing it. It's at the Golden Theater, and then also Travesties.
Yes,
is it
is back.
Tom Stoppard? I feel like I get corrected.
Tom Stoppard.
Because I say Stoppard, and Beth's like, no, it's Stoppard.
He's British,
anyway,
yeah,
it's a 1975 comedy that is starting at Roundabout at the American Airlines, and Tom Hollander did it over in London.
Yes,
and is
he's
doing
fantastic.
it now on Broadway. And this play, by the way, won Best Play in 1976.
Wow.
Which made the research side of it, because I never knew that, go, well, what were the other nominees?
Do you know off the top of your head?
There were 3 plays I've never heard of.
Well, that's why this
The
one's
First
back.
Breeze of Summer, Knock Knock, and Lamppost Reunion.
No.
But let's bring all those back, too.
Yeah, sure.
But anyway,
absolutely.
but this is supposed to be fantastic.
I can't wait.
And I don't really understand the plot of this either, but it takes place in 1917 Zurich, and it's a kaleidoscopic thrill ride.
Oh,
that's what Roundabout's website said.
Wow.
A kaleidoscopic thrill ride.
Yeah,
well, I mean, that sounds great. That sounds fun.
I think that's my cue.
Yeah, okay. Well, Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan.
Of course. And Caitlin, tell us a little bit about today's wonderful guest.
All right, I would love nothing more. Stephanie Torns is currently playing the role of Jenna in Broadway's Waitress. She has previously appeared on Broadway in Wicked, where she was standby for Elphaba. Previous regional and national tour work includes the world premiere of Waitress at ART, Wicked, 9 to 5, and Les Mis. You can follow her adventures backstage on Instagram at Tornsy18. Everyone, please welcome Ryan and Stephanie.
Hello, Stephanie. I'm so excited to chat with you about, as I said, one of my very favorite shows. You are Jenna. You are Jenna at the Pie Shop.
I am Jenna at the Pie Shop.
How's it going over there at the Pie Shop?
It's going great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You loving it?
I'm loving it.
What you've been involved with Waitress from like the VV beginning, right? Like
Cambridge.
Yeah,
ART,
absolutely.
Yes.
And so what do you love about this show? What do you love about playing Jenna in this show?
What I love most about playing Jenna is that I get to be Stephanie as Jenna. And I think that's what's so awesome about our creative team. They allowed all of the wonderful women to step into these roles to find their own version of it instead of like what the carbon cutout of what Jenna might be.
Yeah.
So I'm from Long Island. So she does have a bit of a tough side and sassy, but she's also, you know, figuring her life out. Like we, you know. And sometimes I am figuring my own life
right
out.
along with her.
So, exactly.
Were you a fan of Sarah Bareilles' before you got involved in this?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Like, grew up.
How were you?
I mean, every song, knew all of them. So, like, my audition, when I walked in and had to sing her music for her, I had broken out into full out hives.
I get it.
Up the neck, like, just blacked out. After the audition was done, I kid you not, I did it. A jazz square and went right now, and then I was like, "Oh my god!"
Please erase that.
And then I said, "Thank you so much," and I left. And I'll never forget Pat at Telsey. He came out. He was like, "They loved you," and I was like, "I did a jazz square." And he was like, "They laughed. They loved it." I was like, "I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
you'll never have me back here again, probably."
Well,
and
no.
Here we are.
It worked out fantastic. Yeah. And you've gone on as Dawn, you've gone on as Francine. Like, is there obviously Jenna is the big beautiful pie to play, but do you love going on as those other characters, or they?
Yeah, I mean, I think what is amazing is Francine is where I started. So Team Francine.
Yep,
you know,
absolutely.
And Dawn was something that kind of fell into my lap, not something that I ever thought would happen.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
so when I got to go on, I had a a stint of time that I was able to do it back to back, and I ended up finding like love for this character, for this like, you know, funny, quirky side that usually I don't get to, you know, show.
Right, yeah.
And also it represents Adrienne Shelley the most, because that's, you know, who she was in the movie.
Right,
so
exactly.
it was kind of like this full, awesome, surreal, exciting moment for me.
I've had so many moments where, like, obviously when I first started listening to the show and seeing it, like, She Used to Be Mine was like but then it like went into like what baking can do, and now I'm at it only takes a taste part of my life. Is there a song that you enjoy most performing as Jenna?
I would have to, for myself, is She Used to Be Mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Yeah, it's
lays everyone
just,
out.
Yeah, and it's just, there are times where I am crying through it myself, you know. So I think that it's probably my favorite right now.
Yeah.
What Baking Can Do is beautiful when I'm sitting and standing and singing it, but when I'm like pulling dough and moving tables and pulling things, it's like I'm like, how do I do this? But you figure it out,
right? And your choreographer is pregnant right now, right? She's like almost ready to be a mom here.
Like
is she
real life Jenna, except without the abusive situation,
with a
great.
really nice home life? Yes. No, but have you all is there a family bond with all of you? Because it just seems like such a show filled with love because of the story. And so many of you have been involved with it for so long. Are you just one big happy pie making family?
We really are.
Yeah.
It's
that's good to hear.
Yeah. I mean, it's very special what we have there. And I always say to Sarah, I was like, somehow you guys keep casting just grounded, beautiful people where like we all just are genuinely happy for each other and excited for new people coming in, and you know, when people come back, we're even more excited.
The tour family now.
Yeah, we have the tour family.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like beautiful. A full like weird connection that we all have. But, yeah.
And you cut your performing teeth in the tour of Wicked. You're part of the Green Girl Sisterhood. You're an Elphaba. So how? I mean, and that's what you made your Broadway debut in Wicked. Is there for somebody? Does it get better than that? Than making your Broadway debut in Wicked and playing Elphaba?
It sure doesn't.
No, I can't imagine it does.
It was my dream role.
Of course.
Like going to school and like we had to step forward and be like, "What's your dream role?" And I was like, "Elphaba, Wicked," you know, like. And sure enough, it happened, and I was like, "Huh?" And just 21 out of school, just went on that tour and lived my Green Girl dream.
And you got a dog, right? While you were touring, you got Missy, a Maltese. Yorkie mix.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be concerned, but great. I'm just kidding.
No, was it to help you sort of like with the traveling? Because I mean, tour life is
hard.
It's hard. It's a hard gig.
Yeah, it is a beast in itself.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just kind of felt like it was time for me to get a little companion and something that would like make it more of a home, if that makes sense.
Totally, yeah.
And so that dog,
she's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I love that you refer to her as your daughter. I just adopted kitties,
yes.
and they've become my daughter
children.
and son.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes. And she, honestly, that dog saw most cities that most people will never see.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
So
she traveled the country
she's
with
lucky.
you. Yeah. But put me in the place of where were you? What was happening when you got the call about going to the Broadway production of Wicked? Like what was happening?
I was in a car driving to the next city.
Okay.
And I see that because I didn't have representation at that time.
Okay.
I mean, and so I see that Telsey is calling, and I was like, strange. Pulled over, and Craig Burns was on the phone, and he was like, Stephanie, I just wanted to be the first to tell you that you're getting your Broadway debut offer in Wicked. I
Thank God
just
you pulled over.
sobbed. I sobbed like a crazy person, and of course called my family.
Right. Yeah.
And
Call
was
the
like,
mom.
Yeah.
And you'll be like,
yeah,
it happened.
Exactly. And being from Long Island, they were all there. It was like a big,
absolutely.
you know.
Oh,
yeah.
That's incredible.
So I've been lucky because every time I've ever been on for like the first time is Jenna, the first time is Elphaba, my family, it just like literally hops in the car and they're like,
that's
you
amazing.
know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's incredible. I want to we should take some questions from some fans. I'm sure we've got lots of Waitress.
Yep, we've got a lot of questions and keep sending them in. So David wants to know, having understudied both Jenna and Dawn, is your pre-show prep different for each character?
Wow. Yeah. Jenna I have to center myself a whole lot more than Dawn. Being shot out of the cannon of Dawn is kind of like, she is kind of crazy and fun and just like, you know. So I can be like goofing around, which I still goof around with everybody in. But I kind of like, if I'm playing like crazy music before going on, about like 5 minutes to the show, I have to like put on something that kind of just like centers me and kind of brings me into a very like Brandy Carlisle kind of groove.
Yeah. Do you have like a pre-show playlist, like the same kind of, or artists that you
No,
always listen to?
I mean, it all depends on my mood. Like sometimes when it's cold out and I really want to feel like I'm also on a beach, it's, you know, some like Bob Marley before the show.
Yeah.
But I'm into like, right now it's like Brandy Carlisle and Cam, which is like interesting because like I've never been a country person and it's been my Jenna groove lately.
Yeah. Do you know I've been sleeping on Casey Musgraves?
Yeah, amen.
She came to the show.
Amazing. That's right. I saw a photo.
And she was lovely.
She's
yes.
incredible.
And she comes on the Pandora station of Cam.
There
and
we
I'm
go.
always like, oh, this is a great song. Who is it? It's her. I'm learning. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Her new album is out on Friday for everyone.
Right.
Okay, Emily wants to know, do you have a favorite memory from the time you've been at Waitress?
Oh, favorite memory. That's really hard. I would have to say either the Macy's Day Parade or the Tonys. Because as a performer, those are two things that you just like pray that you could be a part of somehow one day.
Yeah.
And when we got to do it as like a collective group too, it's just like a bonding experience and just so, you know, a lot of Broadway debuts in our show at that time.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
So it was just such a brand new feeling for honestly like 90% of the cast. So instead of like having people who are like, we've done this before, you know, like, so.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
That was.
And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you also, while involved with Waitress, meet Michelle Obama? Like,
You guys, I sure did. Like, thank you, Jesse Mueller.
Please, we should have just spent 20 minutes
Just on
talking
that. Because never would I ever thought that I'd, you know, get to do that. But Jessie was on vacation, and then she was not going to be there like a day after that. And it was like a day off. And she was like, I already am like, you know, traveling. And honestly, thank you, Jess, because I got to sing Soft Place for Michelle Obama, but I got to meet her beforehand, and she was like glowing.
Yeah,
She
I
is
mean,
actually an angel.
She is.
Like, I get it
Yes.
now.
No, she
like,
is.
I see her on TV, and obviously I'm like, ugh, what a classy broad.
Yeah.
But then when you see her in person, it's insane.
It's like regal. It's
Yes.
Like, it's like,
I literally, like, I was like,
here, I can do a jazz square for you.
yeah, but it, you know,
No, yeah,
I would have
she's-
if we talked, but I didn't. I
amazing.
just smiled. I got nervous. See Michelle Obama. Oh my god.
All right, Tyler wants to know, where/who did you get your favorite pie from, and what is it?
Oh. What is your favorite pie? What's your favorite pie flavor?
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I'm not really a sweets person.
Really?
okay.
If
Oh,
you,
wow.
my
Are you-
nickname, I don't know if I should tell everybody, but here we go, is Burger. So like my
Burger.
little niece calls me Aunt Burger. Like this is real.
Mm.
So like if you're gonna give me a cheeseburger and fries, we're gonna be best friends.
Right.
If you give me a pie, I'll be like, thanks, and I'll eat it because like, you know.
I mean, it's pie.
Obviously,
I was gonna say,
but-
how do you not just go mad in that theater though with pies? Just
Constant,
I would
or
be,
Schmackery's cookies, which everybody sends us, which is
Right,
great. We
which
all
is
love
lovely,
them, but
but
yeah, we call it Carbs the musical because
Yeah,
they
I mean,
always
there's just-
always treats.
At the event today to meet Kat McPhee, there was pie,
Yep.
and I walked out with two.
Yep.
Like, of course I did because
Listen, I get it. I know.
it's impossible.
Yeah, it
to
becomes
say
one
no
of those
to
things we
pie.
have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I
well,
guess I didn't really answer that question, and I'm
what's
really sorry.
if you had to eat a pie?
Reese's or like a Snickers kind of flavor.
Oh, absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
They're not in the show. If that was the question, I'm doing really well.
Which don't get
You'll never have
excited
me
about
back.
that at the Brooks Atkinson. We don't have those.
don't come for that. Okay, great.
All right, final question. Sanford wants to know, what kind of waitress would you be in real life?
Oh,
I think I'd be Becky.
really?
Yeah, I would. I'd be like,
Just no
just
bluff.
like I'd be like wearing it on my sleeve. Like if I had a day,
Yeah.
I didn't have coffee, I'd be like,
Yeah, no.
what can I get you? Actually, I did waitress for a little bit, like
did
in high
too.
school.
I
I
was-
was terrible.
I was awful. I was awful.
I was terrible. I never
Yeah.
remembered anything. Like if the person was like, "I'll have a Diet Coke," I'm like, "Okay, great." I walked away and was like, what did he want?
Now I have to go back.
Yeah, for a Diet Coke. This is real. And then one time, I'll never forget, I had to carry that lovely tray with all the drinks on it, and there was a bunch of guys in their suits on their lunch break. And it is cliche, but it sure did happen. I said, boop, ba-doo, doo. And then the weight wasn't centered anymore. Yeah. It went all over this man in his suit, and I was mortified. Needless to say, waitressing
that was it.
Is not for me. You know,
only on the stage,
only on a musical.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It's been so lovely chatting with you. I love the show. Make sure you follow. Caitlin mentioned them at the top. Make sure you follow Stephanie wherever she is on social, and go see Waitress before April 10th at the Brooks Atkinson Theater. Go see it after April 10th as well. But
but that's when they said I'm over it, and I'm gonna give it to Kat.
She hands it over. So. But thank you so much. And Caitlin, tell us about tomorrow.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You know the drill. Go to Apple / Google Play / wherever you get your podcasts, search Live at 5, and you can listen to this interview right after this. And tomorrow, join us because we are hanging out with the insanely talented Eric Peterson from Escape to Margaritaville. We will see you tomorrow. Happy opening, 3 Tall Women. Bye.